The most common error that new profilers make in the field is not relying on all their five senses, being objective, and then relying on their optics, their naked eyes, their thermals, their binos, their spotting scopes, their NVGs. Profilers watch their environment. It's like people watching on steroids. They watch their environment, they watch the baseline within the environment, they understand that it's constantly changing, so they're constantly aware of their surroundings. They're much more situationally aware than a normal person. The skills of a profiler are best used to disrupt a terrorist planning cycle because profilers are taught 7 basic steps that all terrorists follow, and so they can see the planning and execution stages well before an untrained person. They can think left of bang rather than relying on the actual incident to occur. My vision of a perfect profiling course is very close to the one that we've executed here in El Paso. The range is almost perfect for the type of training that we're doing. It's cognitively real. It will work from Kansas to Kandahar for any current or future operation that any of the forces are going to be going into. The distances are realistic distances. We have a variety of distances from 1,000 meters to all the way to ground zero to 0 meters. We have fantastic classroom facilities for the lecture portion. We've got significant and varied areas for the dynamic portions, and also we have an unlimited access for the practical application portions. The course dynamic now, the demographic and psychographic of the course we have now is a great example of that. Texas Rangers, U.S. Border Patrol, BORTAC, BORSTAR, FBI, local law enforcement agencies, everybody could benefit from this. Whether you're a neophyte and you've never heard of these skills before, or you do nothing but surveillance and interviews all day, this gives you a different lens with which to see the rest of the world. It gives you a way of categorizing human behavior patterns so you can recognize and analyze them and then come up with a legal, moral, and ethical high-speed decision on how to tackle that problem. How can I tell whether a trainee will be a successful profiler? By using the type of training that we do, the crawl, walk, run mentality, and then constantly infusing the mentoring and the assistance of our instructors and assistant instructors, we immerse the students in a number of highly complex but solvable situations. We can actually track day to day their personal successes, and by building these success models, we will be able to tell probably by the second or third day which will be the best. The greatest thing about the course is that even a person that might not have a law enforcement or a military background or have much schooling will increase exponentially his ability to be situationally aware, be more of a hard target, and be harder to kill. When we profile, we don't care about the color of a person's skin, who they pray to or don't pray to, what type of clothing they might wear, where in the world they're from. That goes in the wrong direction. So a person seeing this video, for example, or hearing about the training might think, oh, profiling, we've heard that on the news before. It has nothing to do with a person's pedigree or lineage. It has everything to do with how humans interact as a species. So a profiler is uniquely adapted to see the world as it really is, and using context and relevance and measuring it against a baseline anywhere in the world, he can make a moral decision, a legal decision, and an ethical decision. All military commanders, all local law enforcement agencies, all federal agencies are non-believers in the profiling type of training. We've seen it before, we've heard it before. It's the way we've always done things. The sniper schools, the federal agencies, everybody feels the same way. We are an egocentric population, and we're afraid that we might look like, we're afraid that we might look like amateurs if we go and actually learn something at a course. This course is designed that everybody, no matter what level, is going to learn something about it. And that person's going to say, operationally, what can this do for me right now? I'll tell you this, it's the first non-material solution that up-armors the brain. It'll make your soldier, sailor, airman, police officer harder to kill. It'll make him smarter, stronger, and faster, and more tactically and technically aware of his surroundings. I think that this course is going great. We've hit all the benchmarks that we wanted to. I see the interaction between the students. I see they're grasping the course material, and I see a lot of learning going on. I also have been lucky enough to listen to the comments and hear the interviews, and I'm proud to say that they've accelerated through the training course at exactly the speed that we imagined they would, and there's some internal successes too that they're talking to us about.